I could do. I've tried every way.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my taxes. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember GEN.YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. 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 Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, Billy man, shit, nigga. They turn their head over, nigga. Red where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no hoe lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Nigga think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening. Is in fact the fear. If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jacob. War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young pay. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit life. It ain't on who got the gun, it's on who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raise up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
Run that shit up, Trey. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me a whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this door, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaselina like my thought. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang-Chi. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harvey. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I'm making this like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this door, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steps. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole court. Yeah, ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. And I just made it call. We gon' start another war. Yeah. our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Handle lights and teddy bears. I'm trying to leave your block romantic. Flicking off the hip, I lead a scene. Looking like I'm dancing. Ain't one Westworld. Best believe we not gonna stamp it. Titties on the drum. The stick figure looking outstanding. Rip his top with the hands of the Lord. Call that God tears. Send a spear right to the sky and watch his front tear. I'm that nigga cause I run with them niggas. So let's get that clear. Don't question who say I'm the GOAT. I tell them God damn. In order to be the best, you gotta beat the best. To me, that's suicide. Of course, I sound cocky to a glizzy eater. Fuck your pride. Don't need a horoscope to see I'm a star, so fuck your sign. You can believe in anything you want, but as for me and mine, God mode. I am what I am, so let's just keep in mind. I wanna be like Kyrie, they wanna be like I. She said she lost it till she found me, and then she found the tribe, and then I make a bout face until she called me out of wine. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for it. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. More time, no questions asked. We come and find you. His problems, my problems, and I'm standing behind you. Stepping with style. I'm standing on shit in my product. I take on the crowd. Tell them all throw in the tile. Half moon with a silencer. Make it sound like a howl. We the shit. We about movements with a growl. Heavy is the head with the crown. When I take it, I'm proud. I get the order. Bring my sword back wet with a smile, nigga. I'm an Israelite rapper, nigga. Would never hit his wife, but I'll go at you. I make commitments to a gun if I'm talking about a tantress. Nigga said he a stand-up dude, that mean we laughing, nigga. Jumped on the beat, start snapping, you leaving fractures. Red and green bean, I'm Gucci, you thinking fashion. There goes you for the green, and I ain't talking St. Patrick. You screaming all lives, I'm screaming all guns matter. Keep it biblical, talking in parables, cause it matter. If I say bring Jake up, I'm talking about a ladder. He was the wave till I came with the fire, no John the Baptist. Who cared you did it first? You should be worried about who after. I'm connected in any habitat, shit I adapted. Nose job on a brand new snub is all plastic. I show up the court with jeans on, I'm never slacking. You a rapper turned Israelite, I'm an Israelite rapping. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for it. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for it. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. All time. No questions asked. We come and find you. His problems, my problem. Stepping with style, I'm standing on shit on my product. I take my pride. Tell them all, go in the time. Go in the time. Heavy is the head with the crown. When I take it, I'm proud. I get the order, bring my sword back, wait with a smile, nigga.
54th I.S.U.P.K. Passover, Raleigh Convention Center. It's full. When I finish, that's when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the window, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slick throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got a million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts. Very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer, since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I'm riding a big chopper. In sweat, not in time. My punch line, rack like these guys. No Asian on me, no cheating. Lord, to make the right name. Cause he stood up with the most high. And he's standing up with the most high. He parted the Red Sea and the entire nation of Israel walked out of slavery. One West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I'm finished, one West when I sign it.
This is the Raleigh Convention Center.
It's a big lobby too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Convention Center, taking it to the next level, worldwide.
Yes, sir.
So these are the two escalators.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. These two here.
So we'll be in A and B. Right? Right. So A and B. So we'll have from here to the back there. So
Coming up.
restroom.
So A and B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So from here, I believe.
They said that corner that corner that.
Huh?
From there, all the way down.
Hey, let me tell y'all something, brothers and sisters. Okay, I want you to understand. I want you to understand something, and why this is so important. Because when Satan tried to overthrow the truth, it was but a handful, and I mean a small handful of brothers that came together. Big shout out to General Muhammad, General Mayah, General Haas, General Shalmar, General Kathum and General Q, and all the captains and soldiers that came through, and all the beautiful sisters. It was just a handful of brothers. Satan thought to overthrow this truth, which is why we've been coming together for 54 years to promote this truth, and why you got to be here, why I want you here. I'm just telling you straight up. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even a promotion. This is why I want you here. Take a look at this. Give me a panoramic of this right quick. All the way around. And once again, this is a mark of what this truth has done for us and what the Lord have done for us. This wasn't done by man. This was the Most High doing this, because he handed us this truth and we held on to it. And it's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to see y'all April 1st. It's going to be amazing. Oh, man. This is just what we need. And I see why they said that we needed that level of sound. Because to reach this room, to fill this room, you need some serious sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right here. Let me see if here. Anybody in here? Good.
Appreciate it.
Yep. So this would be the male dressing room.
Male dressing room. Okay. All right. Oh, it's nice size too. Okay. Yeah. All right, fam. This is a perfect male dressing room. You got bathrooms over here, showers. Turn around. You can take a look at that. I'll get in here and get set up. So do exactly what you need to do. You know what I mean? And once again, it's deserving of the brothers who have been so strong to hold us down for you to be just as strong and join them April 1st. It's an amazing thing.
That's it. All right.
Oh yeah, right there.
Look at this wonderful, wonderful kitchen. So big shout out to Shaquana Podge. Your work is in good hands. Can we do a circle right quick? See how.
That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Yeah. What's going on? ISUPK.com is the website. I'm Commander General Yahanna. I got the helm, got the heavy hitters in the building with me tonight. A lot going on as we riding up to this Passover. The whole world is changing. Got General Muhammad in the building, y'all. Give it up. General Mike Allah in the building, y'all. Give it up. General Hazayan in the building. Give it up. And Officer Marah and Yediah holding us down as always every week in the building with us, with various other brothers and sisters in here with us tonight. Man. The world is coming to the end. Let me tell you something. The Lord never lied, right or wrong. He never, ever lied. And this is what you got to understand too, real quick. Understand this. There is no other book. I don't care what your religion is. There is no other book that you can quote what's about to happen in this earth accurately like you can out of the Bible. The Bible is the only book that predicts what's about to happen in this kingdom. And it's going to be glorious in the eyes of the Most High. So just keep that in mind when them other religions and other ideas and the gods of the other nations try to seek you out to follow their gods and believe in their religions and all their beliefs. It means nothing. None of them have the prophecies of the Most High. And they certainly don't have the prophets of the Most High. You understand? So with that, we're going to get this ball rolling. I'm also, too, before the night's over, I'll be making an announcement about Chief High Priest Ariab. I'll be making an announcement about him and what's happening with that situation. A lot of you may be familiar with it. A lot of you heard some stuff. So we'll talk about that. There was something else we wanted to cover before we would. No, I mean, outside the stories, it was something else pertaining to the nation we were going to announce on. Slipped my mind, but I'll see if it'll come back to what. We'll see if we could see if it come back to y'all, right? But let's start off. Yediah, please take me to the story. You want to talk about some real sickos. Check out this story Yediah has about these Edomites that made a black child act out the George Floyd murder. Like forced him, bullied him into subjecting himself to the same murder. Please break that down for us here, Yediah. It's crazy.
Waiting for him to die. Black Oregon middle school student tied up and forced to act out George Floyd's final moments. District criticized for its response.
Keep going.
A black family in Portland, Oregon is upset their 8th grade son was the victim of a racist attack which was forced to do to George Floyd. The parents of the affected student are also calling out the school district for not taking the incident seriously. This is an unimaginable act of hate that happened to my son, and something needs to happen. According to news reports, the alleged incident happened on January 18th at the West Sylvania Middle School. The unnamed black 8th grade student was allowed to get water from the hallway water fountain. As the student went to the fountain, 2 other students confronted him. They pushed him against a wall. They bound his hands behind his back.
Damn.
And told him they were doing a George Floyd on him.
Jesus. Like, that's white supremacy. You want to know what white supremacy is? That's white supremacy. You wonder why black people act the way they act? Like, these people are crazy, man. Like, since on 8th grade, in 8th grade, like, black people would never think of acting out some heinous crime that white supremacists that blacks acted out on them. Like, black people don't walk around like, yeah, let's act this out. Let's find somebody white.
Put them in the oven.
Yeah, to put them in an oven, or, you know what I mean, or some other evil that they did. You know what I mean? They don't even take revenge on them for the things that they did. Like, ain't no white people getting lynched. Ever. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying to do it. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, we don't never act out what they act out. It's an evil bunch of people out. Go ahead. Salah. That's crazy. Break it down.
Once tied up, the student was reportedly placed on the floor to reenact George Floyd's final moments.
Damn. Put him on the floor, made him act the whole thing out.
Like they want some of that trauma. They want to be famous for killing a black man as well. They want to be famous for it. They want to, you know what I mean? They want to know what the Chauvin, the cop, felt like. They want to know what he felt like. They're interested in what he felt like, which is insane.
And that's one thing black people don't understand. Like, we look at the same thing they looking at, right? But our spirits are different. Like the scriptures say, 2 manner of people was in her womb. Like, we see, everybody got to see this is horrible. Everybody got to see this. But our oppressor, he look at it and see power. Like, oh, there has to be some power. To stand on his neck for 9 minutes and not give a damn on national TV, the power of it. You know what I'm saying? They feed off that.
You're right. You're right. We a different kind of people than they are, man. You know what I mean? Like, they aspire to that. And then the school board, it sounded like they didn't do anything. 8th grade, they took it like, oh well.
Boys will be boys.
Right. You know what I mean? And Portland, Oregon don't have a large black population already.
And Portland, if I could, sir, is a super liberal town. It might be the most Democrat party liberal town in America.
Wow.
Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
Gee, I don't think there's one that's not more liberal than Portland, Oregon.
Well, there it is. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Because, you know, that should let you know that your pastors and your preachers and everybody lie to y'all, man. The Bible said he will give us to the hand of our enemies. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Start at 15, then 68 real fast. Like, this is biblical prophecy going on. You may not like it. It may seem harsh, but the Lord is showing you what you're dealing with, man. But because of money and political power, your so-called pastors don't want to tell you this here with the annihilated gated shoes they wearing. Your politicians don't want you to know about this here, but God wants you to know. You understand? I want you to know who your enemy is, man. This is all biblical prophecy, man. That's supposed to happen. It only happened to one people, man. Like, they reenacting George Floyd, right? But they ain't mocking none of these Arabs, sir. They ain't mocking none of these Muslims. They ain't mocking nobody else but us.
Yeah.
But us. You better see what's going on out here. But the Lord is put it in front of your face for you to realize and to see. Give me verse 15, you die at first.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is Moses talking to the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt. If you don't hearken me and listen, go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes, which I have commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
All these what?
All these curses.
Say it again.
All these curses.
Curses are bad things going to happen to you, man. You and your people. But guess what? Go to verse 68. Let's see what they did to us. It's bad enough what George Floyd did to what Chauvin did to George Floyd. But they playing with it like it's a joke. And they doing it from young. What does that tell you when they doing it from young? This is something ingrained in them in their households, man. They hearing how it ain't bad for this supposed to be. They going back to when Donald Trump said, make America great again. This is what he's talking about right here. This is what he's talking about right here. If you got a snake, I would rather see a snake lift his head up so I can see him versus one hide in the grass. A snake gonna be a snake no matter what you do. Read verse 68, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What is this talking about? In a captivity, man. The biblical word for Egypt is Mizraim. Gonna bring you back into captivity again. Go ahead.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Cargo slave ships. The transatlantic slave trade. Don't come with that garbage that messed them lies about no damn trains. Trains ain't ships. Ships ain't trains. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You're not going to see your homeland again, man. That's talking about Jerusalem. Man. We ain't be back in that land again until our king returns and conquer the earth and put us back in our land. Go ahead.
And there you shall be sold.
You shall be what?
Sold.
You're going to be sold. Go ahead.
Unto your enemies.
Let me tell you something, man. That's auction blocks. This Passover, we're going out North Carolina to the Stagville plantation where they sold our ancestors on auction blocks. They would take a young brother, sister, and put it up there butt behind naked and sell you to the whole earth and sell you for a price. That's actually happened to who? Your forefather in the land called America. Moses said years ago, if you didn't do what God said do, these things will happen to you. So I can tell you who you are. And ask your preacher why he ain't telling you the truth. Go ahead.
Unto your enemies.
Unto your what?
Enemies.
He ain't say he was our friends. They ain't say they was our buddies. The Lord said unto your enemies, man. Who are you to change God's word to make it fit your political program, to fit your monetary pockets? Because of that, the young brother had to go through a torture, a reenactment of a man who lost his life, who was suffocated by supposedly law enforcement because of your lies, your sins. You pastors, you preachers, this blood fall on your hands. All you cats that think y'all got money that's supposed to mean something, it fall on your hands. Keep on reading, brother.
Bondmen and bondwomen.
The word bond means slave, brothers and sisters. It means a slave. You were sold here on auction blocks as slaves. That's the history of your forefathers and a land called America, whether it's North America, South America, Central America, the Caribbean islands, other places overseas where you got took back over to, you were sold as slaves, man. That's your history in this land called America. Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man gonna buy you, meaning this. Buy is an old Quaker word which means save or redeem. Ain't nobody gonna save or redeem us except for Christ. That's why all those different things going on are supposed to take us back to Jerusalem and these different things, none of it never works because Christ was not in the middle of it, man. But here in the I.S.U.P.K, Christ is the king. You understand me? He's in the middle of everything we doing here, man. You understand me? It's a shame that young brother had to go through what he went through, but he going through it because your leaders are refusing to tell us the truth. They refuse to teach these kids the truth. So now, you got to be a pawn in a game that traumatizes life. It's like, so that's it.
Get down, Joe. If I could piggyback off of what General Haas bringing out, like that sentiment, that spirit of hatred, that American hatred for black people, that has been ingrained in America for a very long time, and it ain't going away. It's getting stronger. The South is taking over. There's many stories and articles out now about the South that rose up already. Well, they ain't rising, they done rose. You understand? And that sentiment of teaching the children, they know Americans, our oppressor, they teach their children the same sentiment that they feel, their forefathers felt. This is middle school. Listen, in Southern California, elementary school, the few black kids, they was passing out crayon drawings, giving it to the black kids, talking about, you're my favorite cotton picker, with crayon drawings of cotton all over. Another one said, you're my favorite monkey. You know what I'm saying? They terrorizing the babies.
Damn.
Know? And that's just normal now.
Damn, you right.
You know what I'm saying? Elementary school. It's 6, 7 years, 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
And if the white kids are being bullied, because you imagine our kids. You imagine our kids in one of their schools where it's predominantly them. Because they cowards unless they in numbers. So if you in the school and you a few and they're the many in the school, or they feel like they can just attack you relentlessly. And here's what these Edomites don't get. These Edomites don't understand the compound trauma that they cause. Like this incident, kids gonna see this, parents gonna see this, parents in that same city gonna see this, and this is going to re-traumatize them again. And then when they descend into nothing because they have no hope and their spirit is broken, and they become drug addicts or drug dealers, and they become, unruly and chaotic and criminals, then of course it's what's wrong with black people. We're gonna speak on that Dillard cat too. That Dillard cartoonist. We're going to speak on him as well in a second. That's, of course, a very important story. And like, that's what happens. And it's sad that we don't have anybody but the I.S.U.P.K that's willing to really, really put this where it stands. Everybody is willing to try and teach white people how to be better citizens. But don't nobody want to tell them, look, you can get the hell away from us. We got no problem with that. We're not begging you anymore to be with you. That was a mistake Martin made. Like, the time of trying to beg them to be with them is over. Either they do right or they don't. Either way, you deal with them how they are. You understand? Otherwise, you are an eternal victim of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, these black leaders that allow this to go on, they eternal victims up under these. They tell us we re-victimize ourselves because we always bring it up what white people did. We don't bring it up in the context of begging them to be with them. We bring it up in the context of anybody. The prize fighter don't never get tired while he in the gym. He don't never get tired of thinking of his enemy until the time he get in that ring and knock his damn teeth out. Then he, all right, we good. But before that, he's highly motivated by that enemy. And the problem is, we're not motivated by you. We're not motivated by the things that you do. We are constantly beaten and broken and disappointed by the things. It's like we're in a bad relationship. You're in a relationship with an abuser who's always abusing you, and then you always got to go and cry in your towel and hope that tomorrow he'll be a better husband. Tomorrow he'll give you the rent money. Tomorrow he'll, feed you. Tomorrow, and then you just grind away until there's nothing left of you, until you wake up and realize that that this man is ruling over us is a damn monster and an abuser. That is insanity that go on with that kid. And that's once again why he had to get our fathers out of the houses. Because the fathers what should have happened was the whole city of black fathers should have been at that school saying what the hell is going on. And really, the problem should have been, and this was a big problem back in the 60s. You know what a big problem they had back in the 60s with integration was? Getting us to go to their schools. They don't talk about that part. They act like, we had to fight white people to get these black kids to school. We had to bust them in. We had to get the National Guard to protect them while they walked into the school. But what they are telling you is, tons of them black children said, we ain't going to them school. Please. We ain't going up in there. Them white racist white people, we ain't going up in there. And tons of parents who were smart said to themselves, man, it might be something you think is best for the country, but I'm not sacrificing my kid for your social experiment. You understand? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta throw my kid into the fire over your social experiment of trying to join a man who don't want to join us. Come on, please. I'm looking for you. Come on.
Hurtful videos is those videos with them children walking in them schools getting punched and stuff thrown at them. The mob of white men just smiling and throwing stuff. I would never put my child through that.
I mean, if you cared about your kids.
You know what I mean?
So, Lockie, go ahead, Jim.
Can I say one tiny thing, if I could? Well, you just said, sir, boy, oh boy, I'm trying to rate it in my brain. It might be the most under-discussed factor in the civil rights movement in history. I'm going to try to work it out.
Come on, Mom. You know how you do.
I don't think there is a point about the civil rights movement that has been as under-discussed as the black children that did not want to go to white schools. Now, I'm going to work it out over the night. But it might be like, I don't think I've ever heard it.
Listen,
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say something so obviously in front of our face. If I could bring up one thing.
Come on.
Black children did not want to go to white schools so bad after integration that they had to force them to go, bust them into the school, and they begin to see how black children didn't know how to operate around white people and around how they acted. The public broadcasting system received a grant in the early 1970s to make a show called Sesame Street, whose total design and purpose, Google this if you want to, was to teach black children how to integrate into white schools. So they had different monsters.
No,
one green one, one blue one, and it was set in an inner city. And it was a trash can man, and it was this bird and that monster and this. And the whole goal was these black kids did not know how to be around all these monsters.
Right.
And it is, you can just look it up. because black children did not like it, did not know how to behave or act around these monsters. And this is, I didn't just make this up. This is
fact.
This is the point. This is a fact of what Sesame Street was. And in my generation, sir, that was what we all followed. And that was the point, to make you assimilate into a white school.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've heard anybody talk about how parents didn't want to send their kids there, didn't want them to get on some bus to go in 45 minutes from home and 30 minutes from home and to get beat up at school every day. So like,
class and feel isolated and alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, even the teacher hating them openly.
Jesus
teacher
Christ.
telling them, learn how to be a street sweeper, or learn how to, they know. Oh, it was.
You're never going to be this. This is the job for you. This is the job for you.
Right. Can I give you one more failure of the voting system and of integration? Here are the top 10 most liberal post-racial cities in America. Number 2 is Washington, D.C. Now, you can think about the amount of black people that have been murdered in Washington, D.C. Portland, Oregon is number 12. New York, where did Eric Gardner get killed?
New York City.
New York is the number 8th most post-racial and liberal city in America. Where the man got killed. Portland is 12. Meaning these cities are success stories of integration.
Right.
These cities.
Where the murders is
where the brother got killed when they put him in the car and he broke his neck. Baltimore.
Pretty great.
Baltimore, number 10. It's more post-racial than Portland. Give me some more. Detroit, Michigan, where they murder you and the water is poison. That is a racial success, and it's number 7 of the most post-racial. Right here, I just looked it up while we were talking.
Liberal cities
in America is a success of integration, and that's where you go to die. This is not Forsyth, Georgia.
Right.
This is not Mobile, Alabama.
Right.
This is not give me a place that you just expect racism.
Cincinnati,
Mississippi,
or one of them
Mississippi,
cities.
like a
right.
southern where you expect to get killed. This is where integration worked, and that's where you go to get died. That's where you go to be George Floyd, and to be this boy in Portland, Oregon, Yediah. Here we go. Buffalo, New York is where they went into that market and killed everybody in the market. That's more post-racial than Portland, Oregon. Yeah, just look it up.
We'll show you that.
What the hell was the point?
Right. Right. What was the point? And we never wanted it in the first place. And it is why we in this horror story right now. We in this horror story right now. And meanwhile, Dillard and them is talking about, they tired of helping black people. We're going to get to his story, but let's keep on going. Is that it on that, you guys?
That seems it.
Where we, huh?
Next story?
Where we going next? Insane.
Oh, never mind.
Did you want to go to Dover or do you want to do something?
No, Muhammad going to give us the next
Let's go to the cop one.
Okay.
Colin McCann, sir. Colin McCann.
This is crazy, man. I mean, you get George Floyd in the hole, and damn, they're creating a trend. Like they're gonna put it online, and it's gonna become a trend where people are gonna, you know what I'm saying? Other white kids gonna want to do the same thing.
Yep.
And listen, and boy, you know what? That's real, like lynching. That's like lynching. You know what I'm saying? Like he got killed in a certain specific heinous manner, and now they want to duplicate it. That's like lynching. That's real close to, let's go out and lynch a nigga. Let's go out and do a George Floyd. Brother, that's heavy. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
He's dead from shoplifting. Mother of black man killed. Mother of black man killed by police after allegedly stealing sunglasses. Wants to know why cop shot her unarmed son.
Keep going.
The family of an unarmed black man shot in the chest by police is demanding to know why he was killed, claiming he posed no threat. Timothy Johnson, 37, was suspected of stealing sunglasses from a shopping mall in Tysons, Virginia, about 16 miles west of Washington, D.C. He's dead from shoplifting, not robbing someone with a gun, not burglarizing something with a gun. Unarmed shoplifter is dead now, Johnson's mother, Melissa Johnson, told the Washington Post.
Like he's dead because of where he was at.
Yep.
He's dead because he was in one of them real white racist towns over there in Virginia. You understand? And let me tell you something, Doc, and this is another thing too that's going to get more galvanized as time go on. Man, we're pushed up into these cities in captivity. And we're in these cities, and these cities, you can't hardly go outside these cities and be safe when the racism rise. When the mood against us rise, it's hard to be in them. It's hard anyway, but it's harder even then. And something else, all these issues with food lately, right? All the high prices with food and all that. Meanwhile, no food is grown in any of these cities where all the population is at and all the blacks and Latinos are at. All the food is grown by some hillbilly that hates black people, damn near out in some farm somewhere, or some corporation that owns half of Wisconsin and growing everything out there. And meanwhile, we sitting in the city waiting on massa to bring the food into the city at prices that's so ridiculously high. And meanwhile, they controlling everything that we do. And it's a from a military point of view, it's a bad strategy on our part. It's bad strategy to be trapped off in these cities the way they do us, because when they decide to, they just flip a switch and cut the food off. And J.P. Morgan ran what I believe is a test just a year ago when he shut off them food, that EBT card. You remember that? He shut that EBT card off, brother. They couldn't have it off 24 hours. They shut that EBT card off for about 17, 16 hours, and the cities almost went crazy. They had to turn it back on. They couldn't even get 24 hours without that EBT card. So they controlling a lot of power over us while telling us, we don't understand what your problem is. We trying to help you. We trying to, just like integration, we trying to get you integrated. We trying to get you. No, you sending us to slaughter in your schools. And look at the results. Look at the results. Like, we can't build no schools. We can build some schools, man.
All right, sir.
We can build our own damn schools. You understand? We don't need their schools. What we need is you to stop messing with us when we do build our schools. When we build our schools, damn right. When we build our schools, you understand? Just don't come bother us with it. That's the whole damn problem. Temple University, when I first come to Philly, Temple University, man, was the bomb black school. And they had, what's his name? Bill Cosby behind him at the time. Man, it was like, you should have seen black people was going to Temple. They was acting, it was like, yeah, we made it. We in Temple. Go up Temple now. Temple all white. Black people robbing the white kids at Temple.
A white man just murdered a Temple cop.
A white man just came down there and murdered a Temple cop last
Puerto Rican cop.
Ephraimite. Just last week. Like, that's what happens. Like, leave us the hell alone is right. Because you interfering with us, it creates nothing but problems, man. Nothing but problems. And has given us the idea over the years that we can't help ourselves. That we need your help. You need us. When we get to the Kanye story, we're going to see how that is. We're going to get to that in a second. Let me get through this story and we can get to
Can I give you one to back you up? You have the one I just sent you? If you could, sir, what you just said is about the farmers, about how we're all in the inner cities and we eat our food from some oppressor that lives 300 miles away. There's a black farmer, one of the very few black farmers that exist. There are 0 Latino farmers. 0.
Damn.
They're the people that pick the crops.
That's why I'm shocked.
And dig them underground. They own none, not one of the farms.
Damn.
The black farmers, 20, 15. This is a story about this black farmer in Colorado and what he is going through.
I could imagine.
Because he's daring to farm food. Put it up, please, if you don't mind, sir.
And I can imagine, if I could, a little sidebar as you putting it up, I could imagine if Latinos were able to farm in America, they would take over the farming industry, because they are the farming industry. They it. You know what I mean?
If you have eaten food, a Latino picked it.
Yes.
If you put food in your mouth,
yeah,
that food was touched first.
Yeah.
By La Raza first.
That's it, Joe.
Like, go ahead, Mike.
I was speaking of La Raza, right?
Come on.
They sold, like, we think Judah got flavored. Oh, brother. I don't know if it was a cod. Somebody put a video where these Hispanics, brother, were standing on upside down buckets, putting sheetrock on a ceiling, and did it in a way you would not believe. One of them had the sheetrock, threw it up to the other one on a bucket, knocked it in and put it there, bop, slid on that bucket to the other side, bop, 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 did some quick measure, hopped down, ran over, did some slice, got the next one. Oh, it was just amazing.
It's beautiful.
Let me tell you, I worked with that tribe of Issachar.
Yikes.
Now, you know Benjamin can work.
They can.
But that tribe of Issachar make you quit your job.
Oh, my God.
You be in there motivated. You come in there at 9 o'clock motivated. Yeah, what we got going on? By lunchtime, man, you like, yo, I can't hack this no more. They sit up there.
I'm just going to steal.
Yeah.
I'm going to the gun. I'm stealing. That's that.
Captain Akkad ain't afraid of no work. But on that video, he said, what the hell am I doing here with these guys? They walking on buckets.
By lunchtime, you calling out injustice. See, this ain't right, man. I'm gonna get my gun, man. This is the oppression. See, y'all working too hard for the oppressor, man. You ready to back them up? Now you in that business with us, God.
You know you're done.
You know you're done. Oh, he got the video. Okay, go ahead, huh? Nobody can mess with them on this level right here.
So like that's wrong.
Boom, one nail done. Bop. He walked the other side.
But have y'all seen them do it on the stilts?
Hell no,
brother. I kid you not. You can look this on YouTube. They got stilts that they use, that they walk on the stilts and they faster than even them. Like, that's good. But brother, if you see them on them stilts, I mean literally on stilts, where they on stilts, bop, 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 throwing that rock up. Like that tribe right there, Esau. I mean, you could not be any crueler than the way he's been to the tribe of Issachar. They built this empire, you know what I'm saying? After, of course, Judah and all of them came in. But they came on the back end and maintained this entire empire. If you touch anything green they grew out of the ground, they brought it to you. You know what I'm saying? They brought it to you. And it's evil as hell the way they were treated in this place. And meanwhile, this man acting like, you know, we tried to help them, but they just hate us. You know, everybody just hates you. You ain't did nothing for nobody to hate you. Everybody just mad and hate him and hate his success and hate his wealth. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's a lot, y'all.
You gotta play the video of the farmer, please.
Sorry, go ahead. You know, they got mushroom farms up in the Raleigh, PA.
Yes, I've been up
there.
Where
it's all Issachar picking up mushrooms up there. And they got quotas where you get bonuses for how much you pick or how fast you pick. And then if you're real good, they make you a supervisor that push the other people to pick how you used to pick.
And you wouldn't even trying to get to the bottom of a viral Edomite. Nope. You do not see an Edomite. If you catch the Edomites, they out there on their horses on the ranch. They all the way miles out on the ranch on their horses. But that farm, Issachar run. I used to go up there all the time. I know exactly what you talk. They got them in them long tubes, all wrapped up. They running the thing, man, bringing them fresh. When they pop them, you see the mushrooms in them supermarkets when they come in fresh and clean. Them things is growing damn near on old rotten trees. And they get to you, brother. They perfectly wrapped, clean, with the plastic over it. That's Issachar doing that.
And think how much our oppressor would charge you if Issachar was not doing it. You wouldn't be able to afford food.
And if
you would starve to death if not for La Raza picking those vegetables, because your oppressor would charge you an amount that you could not afford.
If I could.
You'd eat cat food like back in the 70s.
Yes, you would. And if I could,
please, sir.
And remember now, La Raza doing it not at the minimum wage. They doing it immigration wages. $2.50, $3 an hour is what they've been doing it for. Before all of this whole border crap, they was doing it for that amount and still feeding the whole goddamn world. And you did them so dirty. And you only did them dirty because you knew they was increasing in numbers. They was increasing in business. That was just another way to steal. Because another thing, if I could, real quick, Reading, PA used to be filled with Issachar, right or wrong. Reading, PA was a Issacharite town. Reading, PA had more Mexican restaurants than you could imagine. They was all over the place. They had bought homes, all of that. Right before the pandemic, they came in with when Trump came in with all that immigration, brother, them immigration agents went into Reading, PA, and just dragged thousands of people out of their home. I mean, families just split up. It was like a nightmare going on up there. We used to go up there, man. We couldn't believe it. Whole blocks with, it's a car with their whole family, their wife, their children. You understand? They going to work out in the farms every day, like Haas is saying, because that's a big mushroom area up there. Yo, you come up there, the whole damn block empty, or the whole block, businesses shut down, families separated, kids running around. It was a mess. Now you go up Reading now, all them neighborhoods is what, Haas? White. They all white. They went and took all their houses, renovated their houses, doubled the price of the houses, resold all the houses to white people, and took over the whole damn Reading. Yep. White college kids was getting them houses for $30,000 and $40,000 at auction because, of course, the family broke up and couldn't pay for it. Now them houses is $300,000, $250,000, and those are houses they got for $30,000, renovated them, and they living deliciously up there. And of course, what's the problem? They were illegal. They didn't have, but meanwhile, they was working your farms. They kept all your businesses running. That's why you running out of food now. That's why you ain't got the food. The feed is messed up. You can't get eggs. You understand? The chicken, every supermarket is half full. You got that problem because you cut them off. You made a deal with them and they worked for less, and then you ripped them off in the end. The judgment of the Lord is going to be mighty. It's going to be mighty as hell. So I get to run so hard.
No, please. I.S.U.P.K. Puerto Rico said Esau pays them 5 cents per every 3 avocados. Dang. Then they sell them $5 for every 3 avocados.
Yes. Those avocados is the big thing. You don't go to a Mexican restaurant or really no restaurant and not have no avocado. Avocados is expensive. And you want to hear some more crazy stuff? Like Esau, he's been a monster. Okay, avocados, you got two kinds of avocados. You got the original avocados that Mexico had, that Mexico was shipping up to the United States. Some Edomite took the avocado and did some gene splicing on the avocado and came up with another avocado.
The Haas avocado.
The Haas avocado. And now all the avocados from Mexico don't sell. Now they all buying this avocado, this avocado, he got the patent on. Only he could own it, and now everybody buying them avocado. Not all, because of course he can't supply everybody, but he done cornered the market on it. And in time, he's just gonna run Issachar out the market, and which is always the problem. Now, when Issachar is drunk and in the streets and robbing, and then it'll be like, we need to give them money, we need to help them, and then it'll be like, well, we help them, but we can't. I don't know what their problem is. We can't. They just don't seem to want to work. No, you destroyed everything they had. You wiped out their history. They told their children about what has happened to them, which is why you need a God to rule the earth.
That's right.
And Yahweh is his name. Salakia. I didn't mean to jump all over y'all, but that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? What y'all saying is that's the core of our problem, man. You understand? All this talk when the problem is we got to return to the Most High, do what he said, and really do what he said, which means to stop allowing them, man. Stop feeding off of them, man. We can fix ourselves. We know where all the drug dealers are. We'll shut down drugs in America tomorrow. Yep. You just get the CIA out from selling drugs. You do that, we'll take care of the rest. Come on. You understand? We'll stop the opioid crisis. You stop the doctors from selling them. You understand? And running pill mills and all that in every major city. We'll take care of the rest. You know what I mean? Salakia, y'all. Let's keep going. Salakia. Damn right.
What do you want to say?
What
I think it's time. It's probably time.
Yeah, let's ride. Go ahead.
Dwayne Wade. Say again? Oh, shit. You think you made the point, but there's a black farmer catching hell down there. They're getting 1950s oppressed in Denver, Colorado.
I'll tell you what I would like.
Go ahead.
While he's pulling up the Dwayne Wade story is, can you give us the statistics, Myron, of the amount of black farmers from the 1900s to now? What they was then and what they are now. This is going to tell the real truth, because we came out of slavery, man. That was all we knew. Remember, we getting ready to go see the plantation in Staggsville when we get down to North Carolina this week. And you about to see, you think you know about some farming? You about to see 50 square acres. I'm sorry, strike that. 50 square miles of black people farming. 50 square miles black people farm down there. We're feeding half the country. And so we knew everything about farming when we got off that plantation. And guess what? We started opening up all kind of farms. We were sharecropping, buying land, farming. Dude, that was what we knew. So what happened? What happened?
I got the number.
We got robbed. Go ahead, Mom.
In 1920, there were 925,000 black farmers. Today, there are 45,000 black farmers.
How much decline is that? How many did we lose? Jesus. 900,000 to 45?
925,000.
That's 880 or so thousand black farmers went out of business.
And of course, so you know, black farmers meaning a husband like this in Colorado. That's a husband and his wife.
Yes.
With 10 acres.
That's all. That's right.
That's 45,000 of those. It ain't, factories.
Yeah.
It's two people.
Yeah.
With a tractor.
Yeah.
You got 45,000 of them.
Some homestead somewhere.
Of course.
Well, you got 10 chickens.
Of course. That's a farm.
That's a farm.
That's a farm. 10 chickens, 2 cows.
That's it.
You got 45,000. The similar number is the black entrepreneur. How many of those do you have? That's one person with a computer or a truck, or a West Indian with a truck.
That's it.
That's 1% of all entrepreneurs. And that's one Jamaican, one West Indian with a truck who has an LLC.
That's it.
Well, in black farmers, that 45,000 is 2 people in Colorado with a tractor, 15 chickens, 2 cows. And in the 1920s, 925,000. Yediah.
Please, come on. Like, this is insanity. Like, yeah, and to even act, if I could, to even act like you don't understand what's wrong with us. You understand? It's just ridiculous, because here's what's wrong with us. You stole all these farms. You wiped out all these farms. Like, they ain't just, these are the people that came out of slavery farming. Didn't nobody else know how to farm better than them. Esau couldn't farm better than them. How did they lose their farms? And then you ended up with all the farms, and they ended up having to work on your farms.
You died.
That's thievery, man. Go ahead.
Black farmers only near 0.52% of America's farmland. By comparison, 95% of U.S. farmers are white. The black farmers who manage to hold on to their farms, they make less than $40,000 annually compared with other white farmers who make $190,000 a year.
$40,000 annually. Now,
if you're thinking about being a farmer, go work at Walmart.
Listen, I was just going to say, I was just going to say, this was sad about it. This is what is just vomit to me, and just heart wrenching. Your son is going to watch you maintain a house and a farm and a car and raise them on $40,000. He's not going to carry on that farm.
No.
You understand? Nope. Especially since he's on the farm. You're educating him well. He's getting better at education than being in a classroom with 30 kids in the middle of an inner city. So he's going to have some good sense. And when he gets of age, he's going to look at the playing field. And he's going to say $40,000 in this mud, or I go here. He might even decide to be a drug dealer. Because he's going to, why not?
If he got sense.
If he got good sense, he's going to be like, sell drugs, make $500 a day, $1,000 a day, do what my dad does, stay in this mud, $40,000 a year. You're not passing on no legacy to your son. It is evil incarnate. Go ahead, Maraz Salagi.
Slocky, sir, down Kensington. I heard they making $2,000 a day.
You know, that's a high market over there.
Wonderland of
Yeah, man,
heroin.
they got good hell, man.
If I could, sir, but that was I'm sure that I know General Mayak and General Haas went through this. The only successful black industry was the drug industry. And definitely you were put with the decision at 13 to go work at McDonald's for $7 or go work for a drug dealer and be a baller.
That's right.
In your community. And it's the only one that made sense because it was McDonald's at 16 or at 13, go get a gold chain and a car and just have a better life. And that is still how it is today.
I mean, every human being is going to strive to do better for themselves.
Yeah.
So the problem is white people can strive to do better for themselves in the white world.
That's it.
Unfortunately, those opportunities are not quite the same in the black world because we're tied to the white world. So because the white world is eating us alive, we don't have the same opportunities. So what happens? They eat us alive, and then our children turn around and decide to go do something different. Go ahead, Slug.
My brother-in-law was breaking down. He Benjamite. He got a whole Benjamite brothers. They came over many years ago, and you know, my brother-in-law married my sister. He said, man, they make it hard for us. They won't let us get a driver's license or an ID. We can't get a legal one. So pretty much illegal, but they give it to us for us to work BS jobs and little jobs that they want us to do.
Immigrant work for 90 cents an hour.
Yeah, with this little
grow strawberries, to pick strawberries.
And he said, so we can't live. He won't let us live. He suck us dry. So we got to make some money. Got bills to pay. You got to survive. So, you know, man.
And they go left, and we get wiped the hell out.
If I could try, maybe it's appropriate now to play the video based on what you just said.
Go ahead.
Play the black farmer, please, if I could.
Bottom of a viral controversy in El Paso County involving a black rancher claiming to be terrorized by his white neighbors and others in the predominantly white neighborhood.
The allegations involve trespassing, vandalism, racial slurs, brandishing weapons, and animal cruelty. And the story taking another twist yesterday when that rancher was arrested.
Fox 31's Talia Cunningham's been working this story for weeks now. Joins us now with what she's been learning from both sides tonight. Talia.
Well, Erica, Jeremy, Courtney Mallory and his wife Nicole were displaced in Hurricane Harvey, moving to El Paso County to start a new life. So their American dream quickly turned into a nightmare for them, telling me they've been harassed, chased, had their animals mutilated, and even more. Things escalating in recent weeks as they become more vocal online. So I talked to Courtney about 3 weeks ago before he was arrested, and he told me that he feared for his life. Now, we do want to warn you at home that some of this content may be considered graphic.
I'm being arrested.
Early Monday morning, Courtney Mallory was taken into country, one that's taken over social media.
We don't want to become a hashtag.
Nicole, a Marine, and her husband bought Freedom Acres Ranch in 2020. The couple claiming they face repeated acts of domestic terrorism by white residents on their own property. They say their dogs have been poisoned. Numerous farm animals have been slaughtered and gutted. Residents have been trespassing on their land, running over fence posts, burning their Black Lives Matter flags, spray painting racial slurs on their land, even waving guns at them. Photos show unknown vehicles blocking the couple's property and parking on their land. Even social media posts inquiring about pitchforks and fire sticks.
Lynching us, bringing a lynching mob, having a public hanging, fire. They wanted to lock us in and set us ablaze.
Mallory said they've called the sheriff's office countless times over the last 2 years, but have gotten no action or thorough investigations.
It is in fact El Paso County Sheriff's Office that is the main reason that we do not feel safe on our property.
The sheriff's office says they've investigated 19 different complaints and have responded to over 170 calls for service at Freedom Acres. In a statement, they claim the office vehemently denies all these allegations.
We're watching. The world is watching. Get it right.
Now a coalition pushing for social justice and the couple's safety, including the NAACP.
That's ridiculous. At the end of the day, law enforcement should show up for everyone.
The National Association of Real Estate Brokers.
This is a direct.
So, like, if the law enforcement saying themselves, well, why don't the black people just move out? It would just bring peace and like that's in their mind. They trying to like that's good police work. Good police work is get y'all out of here.
Yeah, that's it.
Like y'all in danger. Okay, y'all give up your land. Y'all get out of here, and everything will be quiet then. Like that's their idea.
If I could shout out to Officer I.S.U.P.K out there, he's in charge of Denver out there. Give him a shout because that's what these people need. I.S.U.P.K out there in Denver, they need One West.
Yeah,
they need Commanding General Yohanna's brothers down there to help them down in situations where it requires people like us. See, some things need people like us, and not people like you.
That's right. You right.
You know, people like us.
Listen, you right.
Shalom.
Go ahead. You can say something.
Read the scripture, Deuteronomy 28:33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
That's right. You got to go read Nehemiah building Jerusalem on that with them brothers on the wall. Like, boy, oh boy, I want to know what it's like to ride on one of them horses with that 12 gauge up. You know how they used to, the sun coming up and they ride that, they slow walk that land looking for a problem. They slow walk that, they walk that old stallion out there with that 12 gauge. I want to get up in the morning with one of them 10-gallon hats on. That's what you need. Like, that's why they running up on the land.
There you go.
Because you ain't got, you know,
him and his wife.
50 of these cats.
It's him and his wife.
Exactly. You ain't got, what's the brother's name that we got?
I.S.U.P.K.
You ain't got I.S.U.P.K out there. You understand? You ain't got I.S.U.P.K out there with a couple of them 12 gauge talking about nobody better not come up on this land. You know what I'm saying? Man. Once again, you know what I mean? Like, it's evil as hell.
And you know what you're saying is right, because they got a movie called Yellowstone that tells you a trick. This is what you're saying. And Yellowstone, that's how they are protecting their land. This is what you said.
Yeah.
Oh, and white people love Yellowstone. It's a movie. Oh, it's a TV show. That is the new white, you know, they waving the flag for Yellowstone constantly, all the time.
Good night. They want to bring it back.
Oh, yes.
They got a couple more after it.
Oh, listen, they're going to make 10 Yellowstones.
1923.
Yeah, man. And Hollywood.
Yellowstone, America is great. Oh, on Yellowstone.
I got you. I gotta go check it out.
Check that
to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and once again, and it show you too, boy, why we had such big families and should have big families.
Oh, yeah.
Because you need a lot of sons if you have land.
Yeah.
You need, you know what I mean? You need 6, 7 sons riding up on them horses. You know what I'm saying? So some fool don't just come up on there and think they can do whatever they want and forget about if you call your neighbor and his 5 sons and your other neighbor and his 5 sons. Now you got a posse now. Now you got an old Western posse sitting up on there. Yeah, ain't too many people gonna be running up on your land trying to steal it that day. Because that's what this is. This is just like he called it. This is domestic terrorism to steal their land.
That's it.
That's the point of the whole thing. They would not be bothered if they was in a tenement in Chicago. If they was in a broken down tenement in Chicago, it wouldn't be no Edomites mad at them. There wouldn't be nobody running, kicking in their door, you know, trying to terrorize them. But because they outside that city on that land and have the ability to stand on their own and be their own, that's not acceptable in this country.
That's it.
90, like something like, what was it,
925,000 in 1920 to 45,000 today.
800,000+ farms wiped out. Okay? Wiped out. You gonna tell me it's not a genocidal program? Give me a break.
And once again, sir, these 2 people are one of the 45,000.
That's right.
A woman and his a brother and his wife with a tractor and a dead dog.
And a dead dog. That's most black farmers.
Yeah, of course.
Like, ain't no black farmers running whole black industries.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's it. If y'all look,
get to the meat of it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get the good ones now. You die.
Come on, sir. Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya Wade, granted legal name change and gender change in court.
You know about this, sir?
I didn't hear about it. No.
This came up because Dwayne Wade and his wife Gabrielle Union received an NAACP award yesterday.
What NAACP award?
Boy, I can give it to you
because if it's an image award, then it's
it was an image award.
then
That's a fact.
Then that's like they are the evilest. Then you can't tell me there's not an agenda for this.
Do you have the acceptance speech? That might definitely explain Commander GEN.YAHANNA what they brung out. And it made news because Gabrielle Union was indignant about her anger towards Black people for not supporting the Black transgender movement the way they support other Black people. And she was extremely angry with Black Lives Matter, with Black people in general, because they are not accepting transgenders the way, of course, they would fight for the deaths of Black people by being killed by the police. It prompted me, sir, to go look it up. She said Black transgenders are being hunted down and killed. I went and looked it up, sir, if I could, as is my way to look it up. And I looked up Black people are being killed at about 75 a day, every day in America. 75 every day, period. Done. Black transgenders have been killed, 32 of them.
And even though
by their domestic abuse. 32 in 1 year.
Their partner's killing them.
Shalom. How many have been killed by the cops? 0. When I say 100, when I say 75 a day, that is 75 Black non-transgenders have been killed every day by the police in 1 year. I'm not counting the water in Flint that's going to kill you. I'm not counting the bullets, the death. I'm only counting the police. 75 every day. Black transgenders, 32, some of them suicides. I think about 20 are suicides. I don't think we have a problem in that area, sir.
I think you're right.
I'm no mathematician.
Exactly. And
please, sir.
And just to add to what you're saying, General, what you're saying is so right. And it's once again, this is one of those vomit topics for this reason. Like Black men specifically, but Black people, period, being killed in America, and racism on another level levied against them. And it's so demonic that you couldn't then, if you as a man decide to now put on a dress, try to change your gender, you now get a special status that is regarded by the NAACP, that is regarded by Barack Obama. Michelle Obama came out with it, said, we with you. You now, instead of being racism against you, you now have escaped being Black. You like a different, you know what I'm saying? You like no more racism. Like that's you got a dress on.
It's inarguable.
It's right
the
or wrong.
Numbers say what you just said.
The numbers say it.
Right.
Like you ain't no transgenders. Like when the cops pull up and pull the gun out, if it's a transgender, they not shooting him.
They're not pulling out the gun.
You got the statistics. It's 75 a day. There's plenty of Black transgender.
Yes.
Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
In a year, not one.
In a year, not one transgender. The cop, bang. Oh, Salaka, we shot him. Not one. That means they changed their identity. That means they're no longer Black. They're another race that is just like the other races that don't get killed by the cops. Like now, you're like the East Indians. You're like the Arabs. You're no longer under attack. You no longer have to worry about the cops. Because when they see you in your dress and you open your mouth and you have a man's voice coming out behind that dress, they're going to say, oh, transgender, let me pull back. Like that's demonic on another level. That's like if you want to not have racism, if you want to not be hated by white people, no problem. Just take off your pants and put on a dress. And you're going to be okay. You're going to be freed up and like it's, and let me tell you, only in here. You see this in here? This shit here is the problem. Y'all the problem. Y'all holding up progress. You understand? The world should thank God for the I.S.U.P.K. and what y'all bringing out in here. Because this is the only place this gets said in the Black community. I mean, they get a NAACP image award because they take their son and do what Satan wants, which is to strip him out of them clothes, put him in a woman's dress, and remove him from the Black community. And now he's celebrated on stage with his dad. And like, that's Boy, I hate y'all. Y'all go ahead, cause that. Yeah, man, like I don't even like that. I be scared. Just shake off, shake that shit out my ass. Go ahead. Marathi. There you die,
Kind of one concert, if I may. What's so crazy is, just like you said, they need the I.S.U.P.K so terribly bad, but they get an NAACP award for doing something that is, you know, a couple years ago nobody would do. Just like the transgenders teaching school, that's something back in the day that would never ever happen.
It would never happen.
But what amazes me is we get banned for stuff like this, but we don't get mentioned in Black History Month. They know us today. They know who we are today. But they mention the Muslims, Malcolm X. But the people they banned, we just got a clip from TikTok. The people they banned for 30 seconds of sitting on the screen with a headpiece on, they don't even mention us in Black History. We don't even exist.
They sure don't. You right. You right. Ooh, go ahead, you die. Yeah, that has something on too.
One thing, you know, which is heavy about what you're saying. You know, Zion Wade, you know, his actual mother tried to block this. His actual mom, and I have the story.
She must be horrified.
He might need the speech, and then of course the mother.
She must be horrified. Because that's the boy right there, right?
That's him.
She must be horrified. Like, he is a disgusting human being. Go ahead, his speech, is that his speech or his rib speech?
They did it together.
You want to do
they did it.
Dillard?
I'm sorry. What do you want to do?
I'm just asking. Do you want to do this or the Dillard next?
I would do the Dillard.
No sweat.
Next.
We do that next.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Salaka.
Wade delivers a passionate speech at the 2023 NAACP Image Awards. The retired NBA star praises his 15-year-old daughter, Zaya, while accepting the President's Award with his wife, Gabrielle Union. He calls Zaya an example of courage for the world and credits her for positive change in his life.
Zaya, our baby girl, Zaya Wade.
The 15-year-old, who came out as transgender in 2020, has been open about facing hateful comments online. In his speech, Dwayne praises Zaya for the way she has handled her journey.
Self.
Yeah, that's the one I want to see.
He's, you know,
he's
Shalom.
Yeah,
somebody should look into him.
She's the man in the house. He's the woman.
He's clearly been molested, Dwayne Wade.
Oh, forget about it.
Dwayne Wade has clearly been violated as a child and been molested. And if child services was adequate, they might not think it was coincidental that he had a son that wanted to be a girl.
Yeah.
But that's all right. We can't do anything about that. But his wife, her speech, which is right next to his, she's full of anger at Black people for how they don't accept transgenders.
Yeah, right. Right. And like we talked over.
Hunted down and killed is the word you need to find the speech. You can please go, sir.
And Salak, and what I was going to say is what we were talking about before we got on the air was how they had done a poll back in 2012, right when Barack Obama got in office. They did a poll on Black people, and they said that Black people are the group that least accepts homosexuality. All other groups were more accepting of a homosexual lifestyle than Black people. And they went on a campaign from 2012 until now to totally push the transgender program. And they've been shoveling it down. Anything they want to introduce, anything they want to push, they shoveling it down our throat first, simply because they know we do not accept it. We are totally against it. You understand? And once again, them preachers ain't saying nothing. They spineless. They all scared they're gonna lose their congregation.
Shalom.
So they don't say a word. That's why you need prophets of the Lord. You need prophets of the Lord to say what nobody else wants to be said. Salaki. Did you find hers? Oh, there she go. That's it. All right, let's rock
it. And it's a lie.
And it's a lie.
It's not true.
Go ahead, Salaki. Go ahead, General.
If I could, sir.
Please.
What Gabrielle Union just said is a lie. Black transgenders are not under attack.
Exactly.
And if your son put on a dress, it would greatly decrease his chances of being killed by the police. Greatly.
Yes,
Let me tell you something else. Here is the unsung hero that never gets talked about. The little Black boy that will not put on a dress because he is the one more likely to die.
That's right.
Little black boys in the ghetto who wear hoodies. If your child is wearing a hoodie, your child is more likely to die. And that is inarguable.
That's right.
No one can say that's incorrect. If your black son wears a dress, your child is more likely to live and he will not be killed by the police. It doesn't show any courage to wear a dress. It shows courage to wear a hoodie. It shows courage to dress like a boy. And that's inarguable. The numbers are so extreme.
You hated by everybody.
If your son does not act like a girl, then he will be considered a threat by everyone that breathes. And your son is more likely to die because he's a man. Because he's a man. Because he's scary and black and Latino, and he might be a gang member. He might have a gun. He might be a threat. That's the boy who has courage. Him. Transgenders, you're going to save your life by putting on a dress.
That's right.
You're going to live and be celebrated at the NAACP Image Awards. By Dwayne Wade's daughter didn't go away to Iraq. What in the hell did Dwayne Wade's daughter do? Wear a dress? Well, wearing a dress saves your life according to the statistics. Wearing a hoodie, you might get killed. If your pants are sagging and you're wearing a hoodie, you're going to die.
That's right.
That's what the numbers say. You're going to die. If you have hair on your face, hair on your head, more than likely you're going to be killed. You're going to get shot. Wearing a dress saves your life. So how could it be courageous? Marah, so like you, sir. Oh,
My mayor speaking it. It's right here. It say,
Marah.
we are
Break
Trayvon.
this down, please, Marah.
Khan. I gotta give it to you.
Yeah,
He sent it to me.
Go
It
ahead.
say,
I remember this.
Trayvon. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, in 2012, the NBA and Ebony Magazine ran a campaign, campaign and protesting, Trayvon Martin's death. And as you can see on Dwayne Wade's top left is Zaire Wade, and in the middle, that is Zion Wade.
Yeah.
Now known as Zaire.
The little one.
The little one, that is Zion Wade. So what you're saying, sir, is amazing and it's found in proving you're a prophet of God. Dwayne Wade, in his carnal thinking, if I put a dress on my son, I might save his life.
Yeah. And listen, he's right. Because my sons put their lives on the line.
Yep. Right.
You understand?
Damn right.
My sons are sheep to the slaughter.
Right.
That's what our sons are. Our sons are born to die.
Right.
Oh, but Dwayne Wade's son, he'll live to be a ripe old I don't know how he could be a grandma.
Right.
What would you call it, sir?
See the confusion?
I don't know.
See the confusion?
Yo,
man.
Be a
Okay, you don't even know what
lady, I guess. I don't know.
And you don't know if like Caitlyn Jenner, 5 years he might decide he want to go down. He might want to decide to go. You don't know what he's gonna be.
Can I just give you proof to what you just said?
Come on.
Yediah, get who his lover is. Can I say lover, paramour? Is that polite enough? Oh, shit.
Don't worry about TikTok. Don't even worry about them, man.
Yeah.
They can TikTok their ass on about it. This only for selected people. I'm done trying to get to the masses. We just take this selected few and keep it pushing. Most of us is too goddamn simple to get this. Go ahead.
Well, Zion, what's his name? Her name? Zaire has a boyfriend who's a girl.
You got to be kidding. No.
Jesus, I'm gonna just crawl under the table. I don't know what happened just now, but I could feel something saying crawl under the table. I fought it out. Like I don't want to have nothing to do with this. I want to get away from this. I'm gonna crawl under the table. Yeah, go ahead.
You mean to tell me that this boy put on a dress and then still went and got a girl?
And went and got a girl who's a transgender boy.
So was a boy?
No, was a girl. Is a girl dressed like a boy. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead. Break that down.
So, like, this is an abomination. Like, you mean to tell me all this and they still a heterosexual couple dressed like each other's genders?
Yes.
This is demonic. This
Yeah,
is
there
a
you go.
mess. This is insanity, man. What's going on with them, huh? And this is celebrated with the NAACP Image Award.
Yeah.
Yo, these black leaders, man, they are an abomination to the Most High, man.
That couple is heterosexual.
Yes.
That's a heterosexual couple.
Yes.
Right there.
But the only listen, and which means the girl is acting like the man.
Yeah.
And the man is acting like the girl.
There you go.
Well, that's Dwayne Wade's house.
That's
He's following his father. Yeah. He's following. That's all they got to do. I guess they next. I guess next he'll put the dress on. I ain't gonna be surprised.
Oh,
and
hell
she'll
no.
put on the man's suit.
That is on its way of
It's-
Dwayne Wade transitioning.
Come.
Let's say that now on camera because that's happening.
You right. That's
Go ahead.
That's like Caitlyn Jenner. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Like talking about he didn't learn so much from his
Yeah, damn.
daughter, son. She's inspired me.
And profile and courage. Yeah. Right.
Going now, he gonna put the dress
Yeah.
on. Like that's an abomination before the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be shocked. That's all I'm saying.
Shalom.
The Lord see all that evil. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Where we going?
10:36. You got one more, D-Dyer? Go ahead.
You going to the dealer now?
I believe so.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
Mhm.
That's what's up. We got the video of him off of the Twitter.
That'll be good.
You can find it off the Twitter feed because the Twitter feed will bring it all the way more home. What he said. And then I'll talk about Ariel for a second.
Come.
Go ahead.
Hundreds of newspapers dropped Dilbert comic strip after racist tirade from creator Scott Adams.
And for those of you that may not know, Dillard is a huge cartoon article that's in newspapers all over the world.
Forget about it.
He's known all Australia, England, everywhere. He's been around for years and years and years. It's a huge, he's like a political cartoon satire cartoonist. And he came out and made this statement. This is a good statement he made out, boy, because this is what you're gonna ready hear is what's really in the hearts of Edomites and the problem in this entire empire when it comes to us and them. Go ahead, Op. You get a chance. Come.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. The it's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you?
And so for this statement, they fired him. They fired him, and they cut him off of the whole Dillard thing, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And the thing is, I believe that they've tried to fix the black community. They believe that there's no hope because we just hate them, and that's the end of that. Let me tell you something now. That's the best thing that white people could do for us. The best, what he's doing is that what he's saying is the best thing that could do for us. Listen, I'll take it a step further. I hope it comes to the point where white restaurant owners say, I don't want black people in my restaurant. I pray it comes to the point where white gas station owners say, I don't want to sell no gas to black people. I pray that it get to supermarkets, say, I don't want to sell no groceries to black people. It needs to go right there, because let me explain something to you. When it goes there, that's when we help ourselves. Like we helped ourselves when it went there. Like the best thing that could ever happen to us is that they cut us off. But here's the problem. You want to cut us off, Dillard? Go on and cut us off. Appreciate that. Go on and go to your white neighbor. But just do us one favor. Do one favor for us. When we go build up Black Tulsa, Oklahoma, when we build up Wilmington, North Carolina, when we rebuild Harlem, don't come steal it and burn it down again. Can you just do that? That's right. Like these people act like we're trying to help them. We don't know how. When did you help us? Right. You stole everything we built. You didn't build it. You didn't hand us anything. You didn't hand us the land. When they had the land grab in the Midwest, we weren't allowed to have the land. You gave the land to white people settling out there. When you built houses after World War II on the east side and the west side in California, there was a clause in the mortgage contract that said you cannot sell this house to a black person. It was in the mortgage. You couldn't do it. So when the hell did you help us? When did you help us? We had to help ourselves. Let me tell you something, man. Anybody that's honest about history, and y'all jump in. Anybody that's honest about history, the best time black people had, the most prosperous time black people had was from 1865. And not really even 65. I'm going to go 1885 because we got emancipated in 65. But it was 20 years before you could even get your nose out of the dirt. So 1885 to about 1940, if you look at black history, that is the most prosperous time we ever had. Because you had just emancipated us. You left us the hell alone. And that's when, like you said, turn of the century, how many farmers? 900,000 farmers, Dillard. 925,000 farmers, Dillard. What happened to them farmers? Did they just abandon their farm? No. You white people stole it from them. You used laws and terrorism and the Klan and lynching and stole their land. Listen, they just did a study. A reporter went to Forsyth County, Georgia. The same place Oprah Winfrey went way back, where they said they don't want no black people in Forsyth County. He went into Forsyth County, Georgia, and went through the land records in Forsyth County, Georgia. And he said he found all the land records for the black people that owned the land in Forsyth County, Georgia. All the farmland was owned by black people. And then he said he went to look for the deed to see when it got transferred to white people. There was no deed. There was no deed, but all the black people were gone. What happened, Dillard? What happened, Dillard? Did we get helped? No. You stole that. They ran all the black people out of Forsyth County, Georgia, and then said, we don't want no black people in here. Meanwhile, the whole county was built in Georgia off of black people. And it's right outside Atlanta. They were the ones feeding all the black people in Atlanta. And they stole every ounce of their land, wiped them out. You have never helped us. That's your problem. your stupid racist mind, you white people think you're benevolent and that you've done nothing but good, benevolent things to us when you've been a terrorist to us our entire existence in this country. And then damn right. And then if I could just add a little more, and then he turned around and said, you know, it's no sense helping them. They, you know, 50% of them hate us. That's not hatred for you, Dillard. We don't have a direct hatred for you. We have a hatred for what you do to us every single day in this country. That's the problem with you white people. You don't understand what you don't understand. You know what? If you're a white man, this is for my white audience out there, for all my good loyal white people that have been watching since way back in 2007. Let me help y'all out a little bit. So I know y'all mean well. If you want to help black people, this is what every white person should do. The first thing you should do is say to yourself, I'm going to help black people, but I'm going to help them recognizing that I am a Nazi. That's what you have to do. Before you help black people, count yourself a Nazi. Say to yourself, I'm in Nazi Germany and I'm a Nazi, but I'm changing sides to help black people. And then you'll understand what you are. Because you think you're benevolent in helping us, but you do not understand that you are the Nazis. And what you're doing to us is the same extermination they did. You don't understand it. You can't see it. So to you, you're doing a benevolent, you're trying to help black people, but they just hate you. They don't hate you. It's the crimes that you commit against us every day. They know that their poverty and their suffering and their destruction is because of you. So guess what? Like a good Nazi that said, you know what? I'm not going to oppress the Jews anymore. I think I'm done with that. You know what he would do? He would go back to his white neighborhood and he would stay out of black people's business. Like what you're proposing, we wish you would do it. And we wish all of you white people would do it and all of your friends. Just one thing. There's only one thing we ask in return. Don't come back to steal it after we built it. And let me tell you, damn right, don't come, because that's the only problem. We built universities. We built corporations. We had Black Wall Street. We had almost 1 million farmers in this country. Can you imagine that? That's unheard of now. 1 million farmers. We didn't have to ask you for nothing. We didn't integrate with you. You integrated with us. And you may use Martin Luther King to make us look like the beggars. Like they made Martin Luther King go out there and beg and beg and beg. So now it looked like we were the ones begging. When it wasn't that we were begging, it was that you had to integrate with us because you knew you would have lost your country or at least half of your country because we would have taken it over. What's the proof of that? Look at Kanye West and Adidas. Right now with Kanye West and Adidas, Adidas is running to Kanye West now to rematch that deal. A minute ago it was, we're going to take his billion from him. We're going to this, that. Guess what? Come to find out you need Kanye West. Come to find out Adidas ain't selling without Kanye West. Come to find out you don't want Kanye West to be your competition because you know if he take them designs and come out with them, you know you are going to get swallowed up. Because the little white boy gonna look at your Adidas and look at them Kanye West designs, and he gonna know which one is better, and you'll be out of business. Like that's the whole problem. The problem is they act like we're begging to be with them. We making the NBA great. We're making what's the football one? NFL great. We're doing that. We're keeping your businesses open. We're your consumers. We're your athletes. We're your entertainers, man. We're your musicians. We keep your country running. We keep you white people happy. We keep your money coming in. Look at the movie industry we've been complaining about for 6 months. All the money they making in Hollywood off of blacks and Latinos, man. Truckloads of money off of blacks and Latinos in the entertainment world. And now you can't even have a concert without going to Ticketmaster or one of these big companies because they gobbling up all the venues. So you're totally controlled by them. And Kanye West let us
are not
in the little part that happened with him. We got to see just how much you control them artists. Them artists ain't in charge of nothing. Even Rihanna before the halftime show at the Super Bowl, they were interviewing her, and she said, well, it could be a lot because every time I need to make a change, you know, it's a whole big change, and you got to get approval and talk to every. She was talking like she was sick of these people controlling her artistry, but that she had no choice. You understand? That's what's really going on in America. What's going on in America is nothing in rural America. Go to rural America. It's nothing. They had a whole report in South Carolina because they said that the white boys were so bored in South Carolina on their roller skates. I mean, they skateboards. That they went out in the middle of the night with night scope and rifles and killed all the cows. I mean, all the deer.
Crop circles are.
Yes, that's them too. Out there with a big ass 2x4 and 2 ropes, making damn crop circles, trying to get everybody stirred up about some fake ass aliens. Like, that's what's going on out there. There's nothing going on out there. We are what's going on. We are the flavor of the month. We are the innovators. We are the ones that spend our last to have some monicum of joy while you sit around and get rich off of us and act like, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're just full of crime and they all killing each other and they this and they that and they're on drugs and they this and they that and they that. When you control these cities, man, you are just like the Nazis. Joseph Goebbels did an amazing job for Adolf Hitler. Joseph Goebbels made the Jews look like thieves and criminals and lowlifes and degenerates. You understand? Meanwhile, just short before that time, all the Jews had all the businesses. That's what Kristallnacht was about. They went in there and smashed down all the businesses of the white Jews. Not that I'm worrying about the white Jews, but just giving you a comparison so you could understand. Them white Jews owned all the businesses in Germany. And you jealous white Nazis turned around and said, hell no. And you went and burned their businesses down, cast them in the street, put them in ghettos. And then when you got them in ghettos, said, look at them. They criminals. They're on drugs. They don't even help their own fellow man. They just don't have they have low morals. They hate us. They hate our success. They hate that we've won political party, all of that. And the rest of the Germany, y'all love to blame just Adolf Hitler. It wasn't just Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler got a whole country to follow him. And that whole country hated them Jews. And they hated them Jews because Joseph Goebbels was good at propaganda. And guess what? America's even better at propaganda. They know how to teach white America to hate us, to look at us as the filth of the earth. But meanwhile, when Kanye West pulled away from your company's almost got buried. Brothers and sisters, you should wake up. You the flavor of the month. These people, Dillard, Dillard, look. I salute you, Dillard, you racist piece of garbage. I salute that you're going to get away from us. I think what you should advise, too bad they killed your cartoon, because you could have cartooned about it all over the world. White America should do that. Just don't come back to steal once we rise. Once we get on our feet and rise, don't come back, because that's what you do every time. Give me some more stories that we built something up and they tore it down. Not just those areas. There's been tons of stuff. Go ahead, If I
may, sir, you bring out this so heavy because I think about like the MLB and the Negro League. I think about the 80s.
Yes, come on. The Negro, wait, slow it down. Look, the Negro League. We built that. What'd you do? You had to get Jackie because, of course, he hit more home runs than white boys. So you had to get him in and draw them brothers in. You didn't draw them in because you wanted more money for entertainment. You drew them in because they were better than your white players. And they were better than your white players, and the statistics couldn't be hidden. Everywhere, everybody keeps baseball statistics because that's how they put bets on baseball. So these brothers was having these statistics, not just Jackie Robinson. He was the one that they knew was going to be most willing to just cow down and take the BS. But it was other brothers too, was making good hits, and the numbers was surpassing the white boys. And they said, we got to do something about this. Integration wasn't about helping us. Integration wasn't about for our fix. Civil rights movement wasn't for us. The civil rights movement was to save your country from us breaking off from you. That's what the civil rights movement was. You broke us off from you, man. I mean, we were about ready to break up off from you. I mean, the devastation, Salaki, I know I'm running, y'all, but bear with me. The devastation that you did in Central Park. A whole neighborhood, 50 blocks of black people had a prospering town in the middle of Harlem. Rich white people said, we need a big park. We need a park to overlook for our penthouses. This is ridiculous. Really, they didn't want to look out at a $1 million penthouse and see black people prospering in these blocks. So they wanted to turn it into a park so they didn't have to see nobody from their balconies.
Right.
So what did they do? Wiped out an entire black town, pushed everybody north of 110th Street and wiped everybody out. And then what happened? Black people started again, grinded in the ghettos. Back in the 20s, had their clubs, ran the number hole, sold cars, did businesses, had restaurants, flower shops, all of that. Harlem was bustling. What did you do? Came along and gentrified it again.
If it gets too big, white people are going to come take it. That's a black phrase.
No, you use the right word.
Please, sir.
Steal it.
Shalom.
That's what they're going to come. No, Salon, you know what I mean. That's what's going to happen.
Everybody knows that.
You're right. And that's exactly what happened. And so now Harlem is all white again. Damn, they're all white. It's all white again. All the buppies are there. Yeah. All the homes are $3 million. Yeah. Now, meanwhile, you stole it again. Here we go. Stole it again. Our problem isn't that we need your help. Our problem is we need you to stop helping. That's our problem. We need you to stop helping. We need you to stop interfering. We could build our own economy. Listen, don't act like there ain't no economy in the ghetto. Drug dealers is millionaires. Yeah. Niggas driving in the 70s, niggas was driving Rolls Royces. Pimps was driving Rolls Royces that had 2, 3. Father Divine had 24 Rolls Royces in the 70s. Okay, his building's still standing right here in Philly. He got a whole compound in upstate Pennsylvania right now. And that's 1970s money. Still holding on to this day. Black people got plenty of money. You understand? The problem is they spending it with you and you are robbing them every single possible way you can. That's what all this this data is about. All this taking your data, checking your data, all this these algorithms and all of this, sending you personalized ads. All of that is about just robbing the black community more. That's all. And all other communities. But now they're going to rob the black community online. They're going to have all these rules, all these different problems for you to open up an online business. Watch. All this stuff is going to come to wipe you out. Because listen, what are you doing? And listen, and I love it. Big shout out to Captain Tazariot. And big shout out to I wish I knew all your names. Listen, sidebar. Listen, I heard in the last Passover council, how many did YAHWAP, how many vendors did he say he had? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
YAHWAP got like 25 vendors or more that he got going to be at the Passover. And listen, and I love every one of them vendors, okay? Them vendors I see them vendors, brother, it do something to my heart. Because when I came into this truth, I tell y'all this all the time. I came in this truth in Harlem, brother. I was starving in Harlem. Okay, black people if you was black in the 80s, in the early 80s, under Ronald Reagan, you was starving in America unless your family had money. And I went to Harlem, man, and the brothers in Harlem, brother, taught me how to eat and survive outside of my mother's house. I had an amazing mother. My mother was amazing. I ate like, we ate. She took care of us in poverty. So when I got out there in them streets with the brothers, I didn't know how to survive. I was like, where do we get food from? Man, Mike Allah, big shout out to Mike Allah. Mike Allah used to, brother, to this day, I eat corned beef hash and rice, man. I'll kill a nigga over some corned beef. You see me eating corned beef hash and rice, don't approach me. It's a dangerous situation because, brother, we ate corned beef hash and rice and survived down there in Harlem, and then we started being vendors. That's how we lived in the early years of the UPK. Big shout out to all the heads, man, that had us us out there struggling and building this truth because we couldn't let the truth die. So my point being is this: he got them vendors coming in, and them vendors I love to see all over the internet. You see brothers and sisters vending. They got little, lotion shops, and Tazariot is big. He got the big oil company now. And all these other companies that brothers and sisters, all you got to do is leave us alone. Yep. Just stop robbing us. Stop stealing from us. Stop coming up with ways. Here we are, poor black people paying 30% of their paycheck in taxes, and Donald Trump pays $700. Donald Trump, a billionaire, driving private jets, hotels. You telling me that ain't by design? The man pays $700 in income tax for the year. For the year. That's less than a McDonald's worker gets taken out of his check in a year. He pays less than that. Less than a McDonald's worker. And he's Donald Trump. And you taking 30% of black. Stop robbing black people. If you just stop doing that, and Latinos and Native Indians, just stop doing that. Dillard, go. Get the hell out of here. Get into that white neighborhood. And don't come back. Don't come back. When you hear the revel, you hear the black neighborhood, they got bars and they got clubs and they building buildings and they got hotels. And did you see the suits they wear? They're importing suits from France and Germany, and they're wearing alligators. Well, we don't wear gators, but
Leather,
they wear,
leather. Expensive leather.
back when we was in the world. Yeah. When they wearing leather shoes and got diamond rings. When you hear that talk, just say, leave them alone. When you hear that talk about how they flaunting their money and they got two girls on their side like Jack Johnson did, and they got fur coats on and all of that. Where are they getting this money from? They got to be criminals, and they love. When you hear that, say, stop that. Tell your white friends, you tell your Nazi friends, stop that. They earn their money like we earned ours. They made their money like we made ours. They built their businesses like we built ours. Leave them alone. And then guess what? You will never, ever have to come back and help us. Right. You won't have to do a damn thing for us. Because we'll do it for ourselves. You understand? But the problem with you is you want to help us till it prosper. And then you want to steal it. Let black people, you can't even buy real estate in New York no more. Filled with all blacks and Latinos. Meanwhile, the so-called Jew own all the real estate. And listen, and that, if I could, that brings me to Ariel. If I could. I want to show y'all something, man. If I could. This is a special treat, man, that I want to show you. This is a vesture. This vesture is no, it's all right. This vesture is 82. Let me see. We in 2022, right? Yes, sir. So 82 to 2022. How many years is that?
82 to 2022. You die.
40? Can they see this on camera? No, sorry. I got it. Let me show you this vesture. I'm going to just give you a briefing on it because I'm going to wear this vesture in the Passover. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to wear this vesture. This vesture is 40 years old that you see me holding right here. This red vesture. And anybody that knows Chief Head Priest Ariel, he often wore red. Okay? Now, we got news this week. It's not fully confirmed yet, but there's a lot of people from what's the acronym for them? The one, the one in Harlem on Madison.
CJC.
CJC. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of their people calling us up and reporting that Chief Head Priest Ariel has passed away. Now, I don't know thoroughly whether it's true or not. We don't have direct confirmation because they're not letting that out. But that's here nor there. Their people are letting us know that he's passed. We're still not confirmed. We're working on it. But I had to bring this back for this reason. Because I want to tell you a quick story, and I hope you'll embellish me for a minute to see this story, to hear this story. In 1982, I'm sorry, yeah, 1982. Around 1982, I could be off by a year or two. I was in the Israelite school of U.P.K. as a young student, coming up in the truth. And Chief Head Priest Ariel was one of the main teachers, specifically on the Sabbath. And one day he said, we're going to load up the vehicles and we're going to go to Brooklyn. At that time, we had been speaking mostly in Harlem or in downtown on 44th and Broadway. He took me down to Brooklyn with a group of other brothers, and we went into the white Jewish area. Now, if you know back then in 1982, anybody from back then knows, the Benjamites and the Levites had the majority of the real estate in this area. I believe it's called Crown Heights. Okay, it's Crown Heights. And they had the real estate, but the white Jews had a small section, and they had a synagogue in that section. They still have it to this day. It's one of the main areas in Brooklyn. And Chief Head Priest Ariel set up a speaking with the signs and everything, and he started blazing right out front of their synagogue. Black people came out, white Jews came out. It was like something you never heard of, and it started getting crazy out there. And he was blazing and blazing. We standing up there with him. I'm young at the time, in my 20s, and the cops came up. Cops pulled up. Whoop, you know, they doing their usual. Y'all got a permit to be out here? Yeah, we got a permit. And the cop then, and I'm standing next to Ariel because, of course, I'm watching to make sure nothing happened to him. And the cop come back to him and say, listen, man, we really want you. I know you got a permit, but we really want y'all to get out of here. And Ariel said, man, we speaking the truth. We going to stay here. And the cop said, listen, man, you don't understand. If we leave here right now, I can't guarantee that you're going to be safe out here. He said, I want you to look across the street over there. And it was a blue van. And he said, I want you to look across the street on this side. And there was another van. He said, you see them vans? He said, these Jews got machine guns in these vans legally. That's what he said. He said, they got their own neighborhood patrol. He said, we leave up out of here, anything can happen to you. I was standing there. What I'm telling you is firsthand knowledge. And the brothers that was there will be able to tell you the same thing. And that day, Ariel said to that cop, he said, I'm not worried about what they got. I got the Lord with me. We're going to speak this word. And then, just as he turned from the cops, Life magazine, I want to say 1934, Life magazine, at that time, Life magazine was big. If you look at the old Life magazines, they was huge. He opened up a Life magazine. And when he opened up the Life magazine, it had all pictures of us enslaved in Egypt. And the caption said something to the effect of Jews in Egypt. And brother, he opened up that Life magazine before the so-called Jew, and they gasped. They said, oh. Some of them ran into the synagogue and called out other members of the synagogue. I mean, it was a mess in Crown Heights. And brother, as I see them coming out, I'm a young man. I'm looking at Ariel, and I'm looking at them. And I'm looking at Ariel, and I'm looking at them. And I don't see no fear in this man. I see no fear at all in him. And they massing and they mad. That ain't true. That ain't true. Even the young kids, teenagers, was asking the rabbi, is this, you see this? This is Life magazine. Life magazine was highly respected back then. And they were going back and forth, And brother, you know what I mean? It was amazing to see. He stood his ground out and roared on them Edomites about that truth. I mean, he roared on them. Like he made sure that he did not hold back in this time that it was needed. He gave it to them. And brother, it broke them. You should have seen them. It broke them at one point. They just said, let's go inside. Let's go. And they took all the so-called Jews inside. And brother, it was nothing but blacks and Latinos left. And their mouths were hanging over. And I'm looking over at this cat, like, yo, this cat is courageous. And he's dropping it on the brothers. I mean, and they ain't doing nothing. They done moved their people inside. They ain't get out the van. We having a quiet speaking as it's going into the evening. And brother, as it going into the evening, we went on and spoke and we shut down and everything, right? And brother, Chief Head Priest Ariel came to me afterwards. He could tell that I'm looking like, you sure we finna die out here? I don't know if you. He looked at this and he handed me this garment. He took this garment. He was wearing this garment at the time. If you look up his pictures, you'll see this garment. He wore this garment very often. I'm going to wear it for the Passover in honor of it. Brother, he took this garment off and he handed the garment to me. And he said one of his famous lines. He turned to me. He looked me dead in the eye. He said, Yohanna. I said, sir. He said, take this garment, man. It's a good garment. I said, the water, sir. He said, Yohanna. I said, sir. He said, don't ever stop teaching the truth, even if I do. He said that, brother, I was broken. I knew where I was supposed to be after that. I was broken. I held that ground. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to the brothers in here with me, I held this ground. You know what I'm saying? And these brothers in here, they held this ground too. I.S.U.P.K lives, Ariel. You know what I mean? Rest in power, my brother. We gonna hold this thing down for you, man. You gonna see me rocking this at the pass. This garment is 40 years old, okay, and it's still looking damn good. Might need a stitch or two, but it's still looking good. This is gonna be part of my Passover garment this year in honor of Chief Head Priest Ariel, man.
Right,
So rest in peace, brother. You know what I'm saying? You did an amazing. That was just one of many works. And a lot of you out there's some critics out there, because you don't understand the scriptures. Listen, without Ariel, we would not have the 12 tribes breakdown. Without Ariel and those brothers forging in their day, we would have never had this truth to carry on.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Soldiers fall in many ways. Those of you that's complaining, you already fell.
That's right.
That's why you complaining. That's why you mad.
Right.
That's why you calling him out in a negative way, because you fell.
Right.
You understand? Like you could say what you want, but did you fall?
Right.
I could say what I want because I stood and these brothers stood.
Damn right,
So
sir.
nobody could say nothing, man.
Right.
And I say that the man gave us a gift that we couldn't get ourselves. He went and did the research, and the Lord helped him with it and gave us them 12 tribes and revealed them to us in them scriptures, man. And a lot of people want to tear it down because they really want to tear the UPK down because they really want to end this. A lot of you work for the government out there in them fake groups. You working for governments. You working for other religions. A lot of you is fakes. We done caught cats that's in them other groups that tell the truth. With, yeah, well, really, I'm a Muslim. I'm just hanging out here because I got warrants or this and that, or they told me to be up in here, or some other nonsense, man, or some other religion, man. Not here in the UPK, man. UPK, we gonna hold down that legacy, man. We gonna hold down that I.S.U.P.K. The problem with a lot of you out there is you're not thankful for what the Lord did for you.
Right.
You think you're entitled to some position of power or some other thing. When the Lord gave this truth to us, you understand? We ain't taking credit for this truth. The Lord gave this to us. And this is a gift for all Israel. Now, those of you that don't want to take on that gift, I feel sorry for you. But my father, Chief Head Priest Ariel, that did this great work for me, I honor him, man, and sit in his seat and do his will do the will of our Father in heaven under our King YAHWH.
Damn right, sir.
I'll see y'all next time live on the UPK.
Rise again.
Rise again, brother.
Rise again.
Rise again. Rise again. Damn right.
54th I.S.U.P.K. Passover. Raleigh Convention Center. It's 481
when I finish when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts, very large caliber on very small gaps, compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas around the big chopper. My shot, it was far from the world.
Lord, to me, the right name, because he stood up with the Most High, and he's standing up with the Most High. He parted the Red Sea, and the entire nation of Israel walked out of slavery.
One West bedded, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I'm finished, one West when I start.
This is the Raleigh Convention Center.
It's a big lobby too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Convention Center, taking it to the next level, worldwide.
Yes, sir.
So these are the 2 escalators.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yep.
There's 2 here.
Coming
so
up.
we'll be in A and B. Right. Right. So A and B. So we'll have from here to the back there. So
Coming up.
restroom.
So A and B.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from here, I believe.
They said that corner,
One more
that
thing.
corner that.
One more thing. At the Passover, Commanding General
Let me tell
Yohanna,
y'all something,
General
brothers and
Hazaya, and
sisters.
Captain Mashak
Okay.
will be doing a special tribute to Chief Head Priest Ariah at this year's Passover in North Carolina. This year, we're going to remember someone that our oppressor wants you to forget. This year at the Passover, Chief Head Priest will have a special tribute by Commanding General Yohanna.
54th I.S.U.P.K. Passover, Raleigh Convention Center. It's 4-8 when I finish join us when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got a million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts, very large caliber on very small gaps, compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer, since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I'm riding a big chopper. In sweat, not in time. My blood flows like Asian on me, no shit.
Cause he stood up with the Most High. And he's standing up with the Most High. He parted the Red Sea. And the entire nation of Israel walked by the slavery.
One West bedded, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I'm finished, one West when I start.
This is the Raleigh Convention Center. It's a big lobby too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Convention Center, taking it to the next level, worldwide.
Yes, sir.
So these are the two escalators.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. It's two here.
Coming
So
up.
we'll be in A and B. Right. Right. So A and B. So we'll have from here to the back there. So
Coming up.
restroom.
So A and B.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from here, I believe.
They said that corner, that corner that.
From there, all the way down.
Hey, let me tell y'all something, brothers and sisters. Okay, I want you to understand. I want you to understand something, and why this is so important. Because when Satan tried to overthrow the truth, it was but a handful, and I mean a small handful of brothers that came together. Big shout out to General Muhammad, General Maya, General Haas, General Shalmar, General Kathum Gabon, and General Q, and all the captains and soldiers that came through, and all the beautiful sisters. It was just a handful of brothers. Satan thought to overthrow this truth, which is why we've been coming together for 54 years to promote this truth, and why you got to be here, why I want you here. I'm just telling you straight up. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even a promotion. This is why I want you here. Take a look at this. Give me a panoramic of this right quick. All the way around. And once again, this is a mark of what this truth has done for us and what the Lord have done for us. This wasn't done by man. This was the Most High doing this, because he handed us this truth and we held on to it. And it's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to see y'all April 1st. It's going to be amazing. Oh, man. This is just what we need. And I see why they said that we needed that level of sound. Because to reach this room, to fill this room, you need some serious sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right here. Let me see if there. Anybody in here?
Okay. Appreciate it.
Yep. So this would be the male dressing room.
Male dressing room. Okay. All right. Oh, it's nice size too. Okay. Yeah. All right, fam. This is a perfect male dressing room. You got bathrooms over here, showers. Turn around. You can take a look at that. I'll get in here and get set up. So do exactly what you need to do. You know what I mean? And once again, it's deserving of the brothers who have been so strong to hold us down for you to be just as strong and join them April 1st. It's an amazing thing.
That's it. All right.
Oh yeah, right there.
Look at this wonderful, wonderful kitchen. So big shout out to Shaquana Pod. Your work is in good hands. Can we do a circle right quick? See how wonderful the work is the center plate. Handle their business. Thanks for allowing us to put you on tape. Showing what a great kitchen and a great operation this is. So I look forward to seeing everybody come on in, man. It's going to be amazing. April 1st. Raleigh, North Carolina, y'all. We at the backdrop of the convention center. We right across the street, doing it straight up in the Hanover room. Take a look at this room. Now they're gonna work this whole thing out for us. GEN.YAHANNA's class will be rocking on a level. And I mean, I'm standing in this room and the temperature control system in this room is absolutely off the hook. So it's gonna be comfortable, beautiful, fully decorated, ready to go. This is it, fam. We worked hard for this. We worked hard to get here. So let's get it on. Big shout out to General Muhammad. Big shout out to the class he puts on, smoking as usual. And, you know, it's going to be beautiful to get up in here, man, and do our thing. Also, Feast of Unleavened as well. We'll be getting together and bringing this brotherhood and sisterhood together. We got to fight to bring the 12 tribes together. You ain't going to bring the 12 tribes together without a battle. You got to go to war to bring them together. Christ said, bring them two sticks together and tie them together. Everybody make it out, man. We doing it up April 1st, man. The whole week. Whew, it's going to be beautiful. All right, yo.
Yes, sir.
Like anything, if you want to accomplish anything, especially in the truth of the Most High, you warn against all the spirits that would like to see you destroy it and like to see it fail. But through the grace and mercy of the Most High, great men have stood the test of time to create great things for the Most High. And this is no different. This is no different. This is a war and a battle to bring this truth where it should be. And boy, the men and women in this truth are continuing to do an amazing job. So, I'll see y'all out there. War up, April 1st. Get it on.
One West bred, one West vetted.